right. This is Avatar Legends: The Blooming Lotus, Episode 8, Machinations. Who would like to give the recap?
I can give it a
I
shot if nobody else feels like it. I have notes, really. I have notes.
Go ahead.
somebody should.
Alrighty. Alrighty. So this starts out with the two of our characters. Well, actually, all three of our characters, but they don't know it yet. In the library, desperately trying to research. Wow, names escape me. In any case, desperately trying to research the guy they're looking for. What was that name again? Remind me.
You were researching. You were looking for. You found a book, a diary from Yoon, who
Yep.
was.
Okay.
Yeah, so looking for information about Anku.
Right. So in any case, Ura goes to find a nice potted plant to relieve himself, and instead finds a strange guy who smells a bit of wine and who is just apparently waking up and looking around and trying to figure out where the hell he is. This is, of course, Yayo. Yeo and Ura talk a bit. Yeo says, "Well, I don't know how I got here. I went on a bender. I remember doing some crazy things and woke up here." And Yeo is awfully surprised to find himself that, yes, not only in the spirit world, but in the Great Library. In any case, Ura and Yeo drink a bit together and decide they're okay dudes because they're drinking buddies, and go back to introduce to the rest. And along the way, they drop the fact that they are trying to solve the problem with dark spirits. Well, Yayo, who has heard of this and knows that, supposedly a whole village got torn down by this and more are coming, thinks that's a wonderful idea. Somebody ought to be solving this, and, he's here, so why the heck not? So they do find a good diary, right, reconnecting with Kyoshi letter, um, and start getting good information. But of course, they're interrupted. After about an hour, they hear three people coming. So there's a woman with a red blazer and a black doublet who turns out to be Mayor Elani's daughter, Yuka. There's a sort of slick looking robe guy who introduces himself as Wachi. Wachi? Did I? Weichi? Whatever.
Wei Ji.
Um, Weichi. Gotcha. Um, and there's a towering wall of muscle who really doesn't introduce himself. So apparently he's the bodyguard or whatever. There is some chatting back and forth, both with Yeo and the other group. And Yeo quickly gets the idea that the other group really doesn't want to talk with these newcomers because, for one thing, they're not providing the same answers he got when he was chatting with Aura. And for another thing, a couple of the book that they were looking at suspiciously vanished as the other group comes up. In any case, there is some chatting back and forth, and our newfound friends and Yale and his newfound friends try to disengage with the other group, which we managed to successfully do. Although Aura has to leave behind a promissory note to the librarian because apparently he did something bad last time. In any case, we do, however, manage to make it out, and not quite where we intended, but close enough, and wander about a bit. And in the forest, we see the lights from the portal in the distance, and head that way. And a figure appears who apparently scares away the dark spirits, or maybe it's just coincidental. and invites us to eat, drink, and game. Hey, nice old guy, but a nice old guy who happens to be a fire general. I think that's where we left off.
Yep.
Basically.
Sorry. My notes are a little light on names. Pete, what's your character's name again?
Sachik.
Sachik. Okay, you're Sachik.
Yeah. Yeah. The one thing I'd want to add is that uh, so uh, the group the group that you met in the library, um, they were they were closing in on you, and so you guys were getting out of there post haste, um, and in doing so, as your spirit guide, uh, wasn't quite able to get you to the portal, and where you landed in this dark forest, there were you noticed all sorts of dark spirits around you, and they were like coming in at you, and then they were scared away when this person came. So there was like a bit of a there was this kind of pressure to get out of there fast. Um, but other than that, that pretty much hits the nail on the head. So you cool. Yeah, let me just fix the lighting. Turn that off, turn that off, turn that on. Alright. Now you should be able to see it.
Aha! Garden party.
Yeah. So you enter this this figure leads you through into this kind of this sunlit glade. Uh, you see before you a number of tables that have chairs around them. Spotted around, you see various tents. Um, there was like one in view, but as you'd be walking around this area, you'd find some other kind of tents that have bedrolls in them, kind of scattered about. Sitting at a number of so like stacked on the tables, you see kind of a nice spread of food. You see cakes, you see cured meats, kind of cheeses, plenty of drink. Kind of a variable spread. Sitting at the various of the sitting at the tables, there are spirits of all kind of shapes and sizes. One of which you see is large, kind of large, like a large bulbous pink blob. It almost looks like he's wearing has like a mushroom hat, or like he's wearing like a mushroom for a head. You see, a number of other kind of or animalistic spirits as well, who are sitting down. You see a couple foxes. Who are enjoying the company. They're sitting down at the tables as well. They all seem to be eating. They're using cutlery. To partake.
Kind of food?
You see cakes and cheeses, and you see wine, and water, mead. Iroh says, "Welcome to my glade. It is a nice little. This is a little light, little spot of light, in this part of the world. The spirit world is very mysterious, but I do my best to capture that and keep everything in this area pristine and happy. So please enjoy yourself. Partake in the food. Have as much as you want. Spirit food is great. You can eat as much as you want, and you won't gain any weight. And then he like looks down and pats his belly because he's got kind of a big belly. He's like, but you won't lose any either.
Oh, you know where Yayo is going. He's gonna go. He's gonna go check out the wine selection.
Yeah, you see, you're seeing. You go up to it. It's they have various ports and sherries, and even a couple Merlot.
Hmm. Oh, is this real wine or is this spirit wine?
You're looking through it, and it is kind of translucent. Um, so it is not the wine that you're familiar with.
Okay, so I'm guessing it's spirit wine. It's like, oh man, this is great. I haven't had spirit wine before. Does it get you drunk?
It does pack quite a kick. I like to have a glass or two before I go to bed myself.
Oh man. So I'm gonna. I mean, so to be polite, I'm going to once I get my first glass, and I will call out, I toast to our host, you know, uh,
Thank you.
and make sure to toast our host with the first glass, so that I show my appreciation for what he's doing, and then I'll go through and sample a little of everything.
I remember the last time I had good cheese.
They make it right here. Have you ever had spirit cheese before?
I don't know.
Well, have as much as you like. I'm a fan of the brie myself. And he like pulls out a block and takes a bite out of it.
I'll like look for something good that like I could put cheese with, and I'm gonna like have a little fire going on my finger and melt some of it onto the.
Yeah. So you'd see there are definitely crackers, and crusty bread, but you can also there are also you also uh, see regular bread that you could use to put the cheese on and toast to your heart's content.
I could toast the bread too, even better. Is there like deli meats or?
There would be deli meats.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
Making me a good
There's something
old
I've got.
sandwich.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Let me know.
No, yeah, you're good. I'm just gonna toast this sandwich.
Okay. So he's using his firebending powers to toast the sandwich.
Yeah, 1000%.
Well, okay. Well, this is along the lines of what I wanted to try. Since he has never dealt with spirits before, he's going to figure out if he can water bend them like he can most, wine and ale.
Okay. So you're gonna try to. So what is Yeo? So like describe what you want to accomplish.
Okay. Well, I mean, start little first. I don't want to do, crazy shit. But basically, you know, he's going to start out, very small and simple. Put a glass about half full and then sort of wave his finger on it and see if he can swirl it around in the glass. See if he can get a feel for water bending spirit,
Oh, spirit
spirit
wines.
wine.
Gotcha.
And if he can, then he'll go to the more advanced stuff like turning it into a wine fountain that goes into his mouth from the cup and that sort of thing. He has to know if it's possible first.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I'd say that Yale, as you spin it around, it moves, uh, but it moves in the opposite direction. So you're spinning clockwise, but the wine is actually moving counterclockwise.
Okay. It's contrary wine. Weird. So what happened? Oh, okay, so what happens if I try to float it? Does it sort of press down into the glass?
uh, as you float it, it comes up, but then it goes back down after after a moment.
Okay. So it's not okay, so it's not fully bendable as it were. Something weird going on.
Iroh, so the old man comes over to you, or he notices he's like, I see you're having fun with the wine. Are you trying to bend
Yeah,
it?
yeah, most people don't know that. I mean, uh, there's enough water in most alcohol that you can bend it. Once you distill it, once you distill it far enough, it doesn't work anymore. But like wine and beer, no problem.
The the wine here in the spirit world is a little bit different than that in the material world. You see here, it is actually part spirit as well. So to bend the wine, to have any sort of control over the wine, requires control over the spirits within the wine. So you can.
Wow, that's deep, man. How do you do that? Do I have to like talk to it and make it my friend?
A little bit of kindness goes a long way. You have light and peace
Okay.
inside of you. If you let it out, you can change the world around you.
So like I'm like partway through like toasting the sandwich and I stop. I'm like, oh, is this alive?
It has spirits within it, but it is not alive in the same sense that you are alive. It is here because it is chosen to be here. It will be eaten because it has chosen to be eaten. But nothing truly dies here in the spirit world.
It will be okay with me eating it and roasting it here.
That is so.
All right, finished.
What is Sakshik doing?
Let's see. Weren't the foxes working in the library?
They were.
Okay. So he is avoiding them because he doesn't know if maybe they're connected to the ones in the library. and he has the book. So he is sort of off by himself. Not, I don't want to make it too obvious, but definitely staying away from the crowd and just observing.
Okay.
And maybe we'll grab like a glass of mead, a tankard of mead, just kind of sipping it and watching everyone.
Okay. Are you standing? I'd say that you'd be able to find like an open table that doesn't have anybody sitting
Yeah, I
in
will.
front.
Yeah, I'll sit down in a chair.
Okay. You sit down. When you're sitting down in that chair, you notice that the table itself doesn't have any food on it. It's empty except for um, a board. Uh, inscribed in the table is a board. It has the table is circular, and in the middle is a square that has two different. It has four quadrants that are let's see, isosceles triangles. Um, with all the corners pointing in the middle that are alternating white and black colors. And so you see splayed out upon the board several tokens that are about, an inch or so in diameter.
Hmm. Okay. Is this some kind of game or?
Yeah, this is a game you would be generally familiar with it. This is a board for a game called Pai Sho. Um,
Okay.
it is commonly played um, among it is commonly played by in kind of the more noble noble classes. It's commonly played by like nobility, um, but it's kind of as popular as like chess would be in our world. Like there are definitely Pai Sho cafes that exist in some of the larger cities, and there are organizations like that are built around the game.
Okay.
Looking around as you're observing the rest of the glade. You notice that some of the other tables are also have this board, and you notice that that there are spirits that are playing this game against themselves or against other spirits.
Okay. Hmm.
I'll go up to one.
Can I help you? You broke my concentration.
Oh, I was just watching a game.
Oh, I'm about to win. I see the move. I think you've been saying that for hours. I swear it, I'm gonna do this.
Can I examine the board?
Yeah, yeah. What are you looking? Like, what are you looking for particularly, or are you just kind
It's
of?
like a good move for whoever the spirit is.
Yeah. Um.
See if maybe I can spot it.
Yeah. Have you played Pai Sho before?
I haven't. I'm sure Uda is way too old to not have played it.
No. Yeah. I mean, has Ura played Pai Sho?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he would have
Yeah.
plenty of times, honestly.
Make rely on your skills and training check to see if you can find the move.
Okay. That didn't actually roll it. That just minimized it. Here we are. Ugh. That was gross.
Nice.
Yeah. Game's too far along for me to determine if you're winning or not.
Well, thanks for nothing.
I thought you were winning.
And he's like, well, it should be. And he stares for a little bit. He says, "Ha ha!" And he places a token in the center. And you see his opponent. You see his opponent say, "Well done. That's game." And he turns to you. He's like, "I told you I was winning. I just needed to find the move."
I was trying to see if I could find it myself, but again, it was too far along. I couldn't tell.
Would you care for a game? I think you've lost
Sure.
your seat.
I'll play.
All right. So the other spirit gets up. The other spirit gets up and rolls over to a different part of the glade, picking up some foodstuffs as it rolls. And so you can sit down, or you sit down, and he clears the board, and you have a number of tokens in your corner, and he's got all of his tokens in his corner, and you guys begin to play.
I have a nice toasted sandwich.
And you have a sandwich.
It's got a good crunch to it whenever you bite into it, you know? Yeah.
There you go.
Cheese melted just right.
So,
But it gets crumbs everywhere.
make a harmony roll.
Harmony roll, you say? That I happen to be good at.
So I made a special move for
I
Pai
see
Sho.
that. Can I just
You
can I
click-
roll that?
you-
Can I
you
just
can-
click that?
You
Yeah.
can click the harmony. I didn't realize that's what it would show up. But
Oh my god. Man, I gotta get a success at least, just not a resounding success.
so you play through the game, and as you're placing tiles down, or as you're placing the stones down, you've played many games of Pai Sho in your life, and there's something about playing it here that it clicks on a deeper level, and you kind of realize that what the game is trying to represent, or what the rules of the game very much in some ways reflect the rules of life. And so you kind of get this kind of deeper understanding of the game, but also of yourself. So you can choose. So since you got a 7, you can choose. You get a hold, and you can choose any of the 3.
Right.
One of the 3.
I will clear a condition. I've been sitting on a couple of it. I haven't really been able to really get rid of without hurting somebody. The whole lashing out at people is dangerous with me. Combustion bending.
Yeah. What? So which condition did you clear?
I'm gonna get rid of the angry one.
Okay. So
It was the first one I got.
nice. Describe how how that manifests.
It's one of those things will I get to keep playing? I don't, because I might get rid of this other one too.
Yeah, you can play again.
It's just one of those things like I had let it sit for so long, I had almost forgotten about it. And like as I'm sort of playing through this game, it kind of reminded me. I'm like,
Yeah, your repressed anger.
yeah, a little bit.
Iroh comes over to you and lays his hand on your shoulder. You look like your burden has lightened a little bit, my friend. Their head is standing just a little bit higher above your shoulders.
Well, not too much higher. I hope. I like my size.
Well, they say Pai Sho was invented in the spirit world, and it is a game that is to be played by spirits. But it is through this game that we come to a deeper understanding of each other. And it's through these games that I believe that the ways of spirits and the ways of humans can be harmonized.
I agree. As far as I remember, I agree from the last time I was here. At least that's how I felt whenever I left this place.
He looks at you. He's like, I thought I recognized it. You look like one who has been lost and found again, though part of you remains lost.
I suppose that is the metaphor you could go with, yes.
Is there? It seems the fog has affected you beyond its bounds. Is there a part of you who prefers to forget your past?
I don't know. Well, I mean, apparently I did some things back at the library. Things I myself am not incredibly proud of happening, whatever it was, even though I don't recall it. I tried my best to make up for it. I tried my best. I'll have to continue to try and make up for it next time I come back.
Well,
It's a tough journey we have here.
it is. We are.
What are you still doing here?
I chose to leave my body behind in this material world when my work was done. And I retired to the spirit world, where I now remain. And I serve to guide strangers who are lost in both the spirit world and in their own way. It is a fulfilling life, one I would not trade for anything.
Well, if I wasn't helping these young whippersnappers out, I'd join you here. But they still need help.
I may have something that could help if you are willing to shed some light on the shadows.
I don't know if you saw the fire. I can shed a lot of light.
That you can. And I can as well. And he opens up
Yes,
his
of course. What am I saying? Of course you can too.
But you are not able to shed light in the right way and in the right places. Part of you remains dark. The fog has taken the fog has stayed stuck within you.
Yeah, I expect some spirit has done some sort of effect on me. I don't know. I left not remembering my time here.
I can help you remember. I have something. Do you wish to take this journey? For once you take it, you cannot go back.
It is tough to say. I was here a long time, judging by the wrinkles on my face. Though I was fairly old when I got in here.
The spirit world works in mysterious ways. Time is different here.
Right. I'm very out of time. If I remember my time here, I don't know what would happen. Would I revert back to my old self?
I would not think so. It would more so just to shed a lantern in the parts of your mind that have been darkened. I do not believe it would change you physically, but I cannot say for certain.
Well, if you don't know your past, you're doomed to repeat it, right?
That is absolutely true. You are wise.
It comes with age.
It is, my friend. Well, I have some jasmine tea. And it is brewed here in my special pot. And he pulls up he pulls out this, or he lifts from the table like a tea kettle. And it is a stone, it's like a kind of a stone gray. It has kind of a red design on it, like that's in the form of a spiral. And its handle is as if like its handle as the handle across it is as if it is like woven with branches. And he grabs from the table a clean kind of pewter mug and begins to pour the tea from it. This is perhaps one of my favorite artifacts I have found here in my time. And he kind of gestures the tea kettle. This is the tea kettle. This kettle stored the Avatar spirit Rava when she first met the first Avatar One. And they say when you drink tea from this tea kettle, you can taste a little bit of light in every cup.
That seems a little precious to just be serving it to me.
We are all important people. The light does not belong to any of us, it belongs to all of us. And therefore we all can benefit from it.
Well, if you think it'll help.
I believe it.
I would love some tea.
And he pours himself a glass as well, into another mug. And then he hands it to you. He says,
Anybody else? I think that all drinks should be shared.
he looks around. And he first spots Yale. Ah, friend, would you care to join us for a cup of tea?
Sure, that would be great. I'm not getting too far in my spirit wine appreciation, which is. Oh, I'm sorry. I should clarify that. It's great stuff, but I'm not just getting it to be able to bend it. But I still, your hospitality is still fantastic. So yeah. Tea sounds good. Maybe it'll give me clear my mind, give me a better perspective on, get a better perspective on the rest.
At least it hydrates you.
Um, and then he looks around, and he pours you a cup, and pulls it, and he looks around looking for Sakshik, and uh, he would see probably he would eventually, I think he'd see you, Sakshik, unless you were like trying to stay out of sight, like
No, no.
from him, and he would like gesture you over.
Okay.
You see
Yeah.
Ura's also goofily waving at you.
Yeah, I'll head over there.
Would you like to join us for a cup of tea?
Okay. I'm thinking it seems harmless enough.
He pours
That's
you
more than just tea. Tell them the whole thing about the light and the stuff.
This is, of course, where are my manners? This is my favorite artifact. This tea kettle was used to store the Rava's spirit in it back when she first met Avatar 1. Rava is the Avatar spirit. And they say you can still taste a little bit of her light in every cup. This tea, it does wonders to clear your head, but it also helps shed light on shadows that you may have not realized have been in your mind.
Doesn't that
Does he
sound great?
Is he handing everybody a little teacup?
Yeah, he's handing everybody like a little pewter teacup.
I examine it to see if there's anything more to this pewter teacup other than it's pewter and it's a teacup.
You look. So would you like be smelling it, or how would you?
Yeah,
be
I'm not trying to
examining it?
Yeah, he kind of. Well, if he pulls one out and pours it and hands it to me, I really can't investigate it that much.
Yeah, that's what he would
But
be
if
doing.
he can't, okay, so he hands it to me, so I look in the tea kind of at different angles to see if I can see this light or whatever he's claiming. If it looks any different than what tea I've ever had.
I definitely smell the tea, by the way.
You look at it. It looks like normal tea. But like as you go to smell it, and it has like this like fragrant, like kind of light airy hibiscus overtones to it.
And I'm sure Aura is just going to drink his tea immediately. So I will just I'm like sniffing and taking in the fragrance and watching Aura because I'm sure he's drinking his first, see if anything happens to him.
Oh yeah, there's no hesitation here.
Oh,
I mean,
I was gonna
I sniff
say,
it. I savor the aromas and everything like that. But yeah, and take sips and. How big is this teapot exactly? How many cups can you get out of it?
Definitely kicking it back.
Nice. Yeah, it goes down smooth. It 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 almost like as it kind of hits your nose and it goes down, like you almost just you feel like this you're overcome with this sense of relaxation and peace.
Hot tea or cold or like
It's hot tea.
room temperature? Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah. So Ura, uh, you see, like as you're kind of at peace, you kind of sit back at peace. your like mind starts to wander. And it's as if you're going down, as if you're walking down a hallway, um, and there are doors that have been closed by curtains and shades, and as you're walking by, they are thrown open. You look through the first one, um, and uh, you see yourself and um, you see yourself and uh, another Fire Nation, soldier. He looks like he's a captain or someone of rank, and you guys are laughing with each other, and you're like you're having dinner and you're having dinner and laughing over cups, and um, you keep walking, and you look through another door, where the shades have been thrown open, and you see yourself in the same person. You look like you're sparring. You're like shooting fire at each other. You're both shirtless, wearing long pants, and
How
uh,
young am I?
you are in your 30s.
Young guy. All right, got
Yeah, yeah.
it. Yeah, man, I was ripped.
Yeah. You're like you're both jacked, uh, and you can tell that based on where this is like a military like a military camp. Like you see other soldiers around.
Training place sort of thing, or base
Yeah, you're at a
of some
base.
kind. Yeah.
Yeah, there are
Yep.
other soldiers around that are also sparring, but you and this person are going at it, pretty hard on each other.
Mm.
um, you you end up knocking him down, and you you create a dagger, from your fire bending, and you like place it at his throat, and he just throws his hands up, and you put it away, and then you help him up, and then you clap each other on the back. You
I still
walk
got it though.
you walk to another door, and you uh, you see you're looking over you see you and this guy, and you're looking over a book, um, and on it, you're able to see like the picture of the book, and there are two koi fish that are going in circles, and you both are like speaking excitedly. You can't hear what you're talking about, but you both are clearly excited, um, or you're can like speak like clearly talking in excited tones. It's like it's like kind of a candle lit. Uh, you're at like a desk. It's night. There's the candles are lit, so you can tell it's kind of it's at least late. Um,
Mhm. Can I tell
and
who I'm talking to?
you're seeing this, as you see this face through each, it's becoming clearer and clearer. You remember him. His name was Zhao, and you remember him as a friend. You remember having you remember having like you remember positive feelings about him, but something still is like kind of holding you back. Like you're still uncertain about and still uncertain, um, or feeling uncertain
Zhao.
about him. Yeah,
Zhao, you said?
Yeah, Zhao. I'll type it out.
H-A. Gotcha. Okay.
So you walk to another door, and uh, you see you see like within its confines is a part of the spirit library and it's on fire. Um, and you can see the look on your face, and it's just like it's just the look of you look utterly horrified. Um, and your friend Zhao is there as well, and he's clapping you on the back, and he's clapping you on the back and kind of gesturing like let's get out of gesturing like let's go.
Mhm.
And you run away, and that scene kind of fades, and you walk to another door, and you look out and you get hit with this pelt of this cold Arctic blast. In front of you, you see large structures made of ice, walls and statues, um, and it's all kind of baked, like it's all kind of glowing this eerie red glow. And you remember that glow. You remember that the moon is red in what you can see, and it's kind of shining this red moonlight on everything. And part of you standing in that hallway knows that Zhao, your friend Zhao at that point, has captured the moon spirit in order to
Moon
be.
spirit.
And then a moment later, that the red turns black as the light goes out. And you feel it now, and you can see like in the distance, like Ura, and both of you and past you, like can feel your stomach drop as you both realize that the moon spirit must have died.
Okay.
And about a minute later, you see a large being of water that is 100 and probably at least 100 feet high, walking out of the center of the city, just ravaging any Fire Nation soldiers in their path. And you are running. You see yourself running away from this thing. And Ura, you see yourself. You manage to hide as it walks past you, and it heads to the fleet, the Fire Nation fleet, which is currently sitting out in the bay, in front of this walled city, this walled ice city. And you run out, and you're looking for Zhao, fearing for the worst, and you cannot find him, but you find Prince Zuko, whom you know is the Fire Lord's son,
Mm-hmm.
And you see yourself talking to Zuko, and then he points down into the water, and you look down, and you see a moment of hesitation just kind of cross Ura's face as he's figuring out what to do, and then he decides to jump. And he jumps
Into the water?
Into the water.
Okay.
And as it hits, you get this, as he hits the water, you feel in your body this kind of wash of icy cold. And you black out. You're able to, you shudder and you walk forward, and there's one last door in this hallway that's open, and you look through it, and it's blurry, and you feel that chill that's still there, and you see in the distance this light, like kind of like a beacon of light, like almost like there's like a lamp or some sort of fire that is, or like some sort of large glowing pearl or something that's causing light in the depths, and it seems so far away, but Ura is trying to swim towards it, and he again the vision starts to blacken, and then right before he blacks out, the world, your vision becomes a blinding white light, and that's all you can see.
Okay.
So,
And this stuff after the library, was it still in like the spirit realm?
no, that you looking at well, you're looking at you're looking at when you see those that iced that ice fortress or that iced walled city,
Mhm.
you would
Mhm.
recognize that as as the 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 city of the Northern Water Tribe. That's their capital.
Okay.
And it's coming back to you. You remember being there. You remember serving under Commander Zhao at the time. He asked you to join him to invade the Northern Water Tribe's capital, and you agreed. You remember that you guys were friends, and
Mhm.
friends for a long time, but you could tell that but you also remember that he started becoming more extreme. He started doing things that you didn't agree with,
Right.
and you felt very conflicted about whether to. You felt very conflicted on how to handle that.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But your mind would wander back. Eventually, it would find its way back to this garden, and around you again are not icy cold visions or long forgotten memories, but you see Sakshik and Gage and Yeo
Hmm.
and Iroh.
Can I get a sense of how long I've been kind of sitting here? Have I just been zoning out?
You just took your first sip. Did you enjoy it?
It was certainly enlightening.
The spirit tea is very mysterious sometimes, but
Hmm.
it is delicious. Um, so, Yeo, uh, Yeo, you would take you take this, uh, you take your sip, you drink the tea. Um, so, Ura's got a whole bunch of closed doors that he wasn't aware of. What are the closed doors in Yeo's mind that he would see open?
That's a damned interesting question.
All those drunken nights.
Oh, I mean, if you're gonna get really spiritual about it, the closed door for Yayo, or at least the door that at least the experiences he won't acknowledge much, would be whatever made him the way he was. In other words, whatever made him focus on survival, but still have the understanding that people are still necessary. In other words, what ultimately made him um, what's the archetype?
The rogue.
Yeah, what ultimately made him choose the path of the rogue is sort of what would be his, you know,
Yeah.
hidden mind, his stuff to bring forward.
Yeah. Would so does does Yeo uh so does Yeo know his parents? Did they play an active role in his childhood?
Now, I get the sense, I never actually wrote it down, but I get the sense that he would either be orphaned or the parents were inadequate in one way or the other.
Okay.
And that would be the focus on survival part of it, because suddenly he has to take care of himself younger than he really wants to.
Yeah. Yeah, I that makes sense. I think that, Yale, like as he's looking through one of these doors, he might see himself as a child, um, crying and uh, crying and crying, and there's nobody attending to him. There's nobody around. Um, you see a woman kind of run. You see a woman kind of come in and out of the room, but she pays no attention to him. Um, she appears to be rushing, um, as if she just didn't have the time, couldn't spare the time.
Okay. So if you want to continue the thought, maybe he had a friend or two who helped him through those situations, and that's why it's the, friendship versus survival tension.
Yeah, I think that being in Republic City, Yale would there are boroughs. There are like different neighborhoods in the city, um, and the different neighborhoods are controlled by different triads, like gangs. It is not uncommon for people, for like especially people who are kind of down on their luck, to get involved and like either join or help out or play some sort of role in the triads as a means to get by, because the triads will like own or rule a certain borough, and the, their word goes. Effectively, they are the law in that area, and the Republic City Police do what they can, but they haven't been able to fully snuff out the triads or stop their influence per se. So I would imagine, that perhaps Yale would have found friends in there, and like they caused mischief. They caused mischief, but also like helped each other out because everybody's kind of been like down on their luck, um, and in a tough spot. So you would see him, and you'd see yourself and two other boys. Uh, this particular door, you are look like you're, you know, 11, 12, and you're running down the streets of the Dragon Flats borough in Republic City. um, around you is kind of uh, the buildings are not well maintained. Some of them are quite derelict, and you see a number of people just kind of camping out on the street, in the sense like on stoops and just kind of milling about. You see yourself and these two others. They appear to be holding a bag in their hand and they're running. And you see chasing after them appears to be a police officer. Uh, they're uh, they're it's a young male, and they're early 20s that are just like trying to shove people aside. But you and these two others are just laughing. You duck into an alleyway, and you duck into an alleyway, and you see that there was a hidden door, or the hidden door that one of your friends earthbend out of the way, and you sneak into it and it close it, and the officer turns the corner and doesn't see where you guys went, so it continues running.
Okay.
Um,
So, am I back in the present now?
yeah, the world kind of the glade comes back. Yeah, and you're back here now.
Oh, Yayo sort of tilts the cup of tea a little and eyeballs it and goes, "Wow, so it's like the opposite of getting drunk. You remember stuff instead of forgetting stuff. That's so wild."
Do you remember that it helps to remember the parts of us that sometimes we wish to forget, but it is all of the parts that make us whole. It does no good to drown out your past, even if it is unpleasant. And trust me, I know. I used to be a general. It's not something I'm particularly proud of. My time as a general in the Fire Nation.
They certainly had us do a few things, huh?
They did. That they certainly did. They are, well, but I would not change it for the world. It made me who I am today, and I would not have been here without treading that path first.
Our past is important.
Um, Sakshik, you've been gingerly like, have you been like sipping it, or like kind of like faux sipping
No, I
it?
haven't taken. I haven't. Yeah, I've been. Yeah, I have not taken any. I've watched these other two take a drink to see exactly what happens. So
Yeah.
does it look like they kind of like? I mean, you can't really tell with Ura because he'll stare off into space randomly anyway. So I don't know.
I'm coherent.
I didn't say you weren't.
Yeah, you can also just ask them uh, how they're feeling.
How do you feel?
Fine.
Rippy.
It's just something to help clear the fog from your mind.
Yeah, I haven't remembered my old days back in Republic City streets forever. Guess I was sort of running away, but as Iroh said, it's what made me who I am today.
So I guess with that, I will take my sip of the tea.
The hibiscus flavors and notes wash over your senses as it goes down. and you feel that other sense of peace and relaxation. And your mind, like the others, your mind wanders into a hall with many doors, and the curtains are flown open on some of them. Um, you see yourself. Um, you see yourself actually, yeah, you see yourself at working at a shop. There's all sorts of
Uh,
curiosities in this shop, um, and like lots sorts of trinkets, bits and bobs. Uh,
right.
it looks like lots of like on the shelves are various things taken apart, um, and you are in this you are about 12, uh, and um, you see you see your father kind of walking behind you as you are at the front counter. You're not really paying attention. You're kind of tinkering with something. You're trying to like, looks like it's some sort of device. You're trying to like put it back together, and it keeps falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
And he walks by, and you look up at him, and he just shakes his head at you, and then continues to walk past.
That's always helpful.
And you walk to another door, and what does Sakshik see?
At the next door. Hmm. Probably probably older, maybe like 14 or 15, and at some kind of science fair or something. And he has like the same pieces, parts that he had at the shop in front of him. He's frantically trying to put together as he's looking at, um, I'm not going to say what, the sand, what do you call it? Um, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Uh, you know, sand, it's not a sand dial. What is it?
a sundial.
Oh, it is. It is a sand dial. You flip it over and the sand goes through.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Like an
Yeah.
hourglass type of thing.
Yeah, yeah. So he's like frantically trying to put these parts away from him. And there is this and then as he's doing that, he's watching another person out of view as they're just putting something together, and they're already done, and they have like a whole crowd sort of around them, sort of fawning over what they've accomplished, and he's just frantically trying to put whatever it is together, and it's like right at the last minute, and he's got it, and then it pauses for a second, and then as the judge walks over it, the whole thing just collapses and falls apart,
yeah.
and the guy just shakes his head, just like his dad did, just like shakes his head, and they go over to that other person who uh, obviously had all theirs together.
Yeah, I bet that kid, that person, that kid that had uh, that kid that had everything together. I bet they looked your. I bet they. I would imagine they would have looked towards Sakshik, and also kind of smirked. You know.
Yeah, maybe Sachik would have may have seen it, or maybe they did, but he didn't know how to interpret it at the time.
Nice. Nice.
And then I guess he comes to and he's looking at everybody else in the glade. And then he's like, and then I kind of sense if the book is still with me.
Yeah, you'd pat your you'd pat your check your bag and it's still there.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
Focus on the goal. Focus on the goal.
Okay. Hmm.
You look lighter, my friend. You look as if almost a year or two have worn away from your face. As if some
Really?
cares have seeped away.
I hope so.
It is good to let these things out. They do not serve us. These embarrassments of our past. It is good to recognize them and then let them go. And let them remain there.
But they but they are easily building blocks.
They are building blocks. But they shouldn't wear on us too much in the future. Of course, we cannot change the past.
Hmm. True. I look over at Ura. Wondering if he can actually change the past. Like, how old actually is he?
We could change the canon of all of the shows. That's how old I am.
Oh no!
We can make our own world here, goddammit.
So, what brings you? What business brought you to the spirit world? These are dangerous times to be traveling. The spirit world is in a state of unrest. But I imagine perhaps you knew this already.
Yeah, we did.
That's why we came here. To that library. Specifically, not to here, but this was just a happy accident.
Lucky for you. What are you seeking to do?
Some more hostile type of spirits seem to be attacking the physical world. It is limited to just specific regions. I forget.
It has been mostly all the reports have been across the Earth Kingdom.
So pretty much all in the Earth Kingdom.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's convey that then.
Now the spirits are angry. There are two new spirit portals that have opened up. When they opened, the ripples of their energy were sent shockwaves across the realm, and it riled up a bunch of spirits. This glade is safe, but my influence is only so limited. It's only limited by so much.
Do you know how to close one of these portals by chance? Or at least make it to where some of these evil spirits don't come out.
I do not know how to close them. I think they can be cleansed. I have visited one, and it felt like there was some malevolent will behind it, as if when it was made out of anger. The fabric between the material world and the spirit world were ripped apart in such malice. I do believe the anger can be cleansed. That in but I am not aware of how if it can be closed.
Well, I mean, a cleansing is just as good, I would say. Then at least the people on the other side could, well, perhaps be taught to coexist.
That is, if such a thing were possible, I do not have much insight beyond that. For there is very rarely truly darkness in the world. It's just that which has not had the light shone on it for a while. And in this manner it can be cleansed.
Find the source of the anger.
Yes, that would be wise counsel.
Easier said than done.
Did you
Yeah,
learn it?
guys. Oh, wait a minute. Thought that's what you guys were working on.
We were doing some investigation. I don't know if Zakchik has gotten any more viable information from that book, but diary or journal, whatever it is.
I mean, well, maybe you could work it from a different direction. Maybe, maybe those guys who were after us might know what's going on. Of course, I don't know how you could get it out of them. They were sort of, I mean, powerful. I mean, the big guy looked like he could smack any of us around, and the ladies got such political power. But maybe they know what's going on.
Yeah, perhaps, but there's some suspicion that perhaps there might be part of the cause, or at least aware of it. So maybe. I doubt they would tell us then. But if we find him again, which chances are we will. This is a narrative game, after all. It would hopefully make sense.
Yeah, well, sorry, I'm not going to be much help. I mean, I just heard about this stuff, and I think it's a great idea that somebody's working on it. But, not something I can do that well. Unless you want me to critique the wine.
Well, I am sure. I would like to know your favorite, because I just can't pick one. They are all good.
There you go. That's the wise man. It depends. It depends. It depends on everything. It depends on the food. It depends on the season. It depends on the time of day. I mean, for example, a good Merlot, something with some good legs and strong tannins, a little bitterness. It just lends itself to an autumn feel. But something like a Shiraz, lighter and sparkling. That's your spring wines.
When you say
But it's
autumn,
not
when you say
season.
autumn, he changes, like the leaves turn to a golden red around you, and the kind of the glade is in full autumnal bliss. And then as you say spring, he like he doesn't really do anything. Like you can't see him do anything, but like the the glade
Glade check.
responds.
Whoa.
Wind,
Better
fire.
tea than or something like a champagne would be more for a nighttime party feel. There is no one best wine.
Rarely have truer words been spoken. And like the light, like the sun would start to set, and like there would be kind of hanging lights, or like spirits that are kind of floating around that kind of give off this light to kind of give this kind of sunlit glade, or this kind of not sunlit, this kind of lit up glade, kind of nighttime party feel. But thankfully we can experience all of the seasons and all of the right times to try each of these wines. So what did you learn at the library? There is much knowledge there. I peruse the stacks every now and then myself.
I learned something there before the tea told me. Apparently, at some point, I set fire to the place.
Oh, did you now? It's
Apparently.
very unwise move to do.
Well, I don't remember doing this. It was not. Were it me now, I would not have done it. I was young, brash. It was a different time.
We cannot change the past. We can only use it to guide our actions going forward. It is good that you will have recognized that you've grown.
However hot-headed I might have been, Zhao was much more hot-headed than me.
Oh, he was a real piece of work.
Indeed.
Yes. His uh his 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 loss is not the one that I am sad to. He is not somebody who I am sad to see go.
There was some regret here. I called him friend once.
Did you? He used to be a respectable man.
I was unable to curtail his brashness.
Do you hold that against yourself?
No, not it. I can't anymore. I could barely remember it in the first place. But it is unfortunate.
Well, no matter how much you care about the ones around you, you cannot stop them from going down their own path, even if that path is one of self-destruction. I watched my own nephew destroy himself while I sat powerless to help.
Doesn't mean we can't try.
No, it is in fact all we can do.
We should get another game of Pai Sho. This will help.
I'd be happy to play, or if there's any other spirits here.
I don't think it matters who I play. If you wish to play, I'll play you. How many people truly get to say they get to play Pai Sho against General Iroh?
Grandmaster General Iroh.
I don't expect to win. But this is okay.
Yeah, he'd play you in a game.
Want me to hit the thing?
Yes, yeah. So you sit down to play, you set the pieces, and yeah, you can roll the move.
Trying to see. I'm trying to see if there's anything I could do to give myself a little extra bump, a little extra boost. I don't know. I got my +1 in experience. I don't know if that helps at all. The experience for Iroh's experienced. I'm experienced.
You could
Maybe I have a chance here. I don't know. But the focus, obviously, the 2 on the focus is going to be better than the 1 on the experience.
Yeah. You would that wouldn't help you. Like if you were acting in accordance to your experience, then you could replace that with your balance modifier, but you can't. It's not additive. So yeah.
Honestly, after drinking the tea, I was like, I wonder if it would be okay if I just bumped down the other direction towards humility.
Actually,
because it seems appropriate.
So yeah. Actually, that's a good point. I should have mentioned that. Everybody who drank the tea gets to shift their balance, and thematically, it would be towards center, but you can shift your balance away from center as if what you got out of the experience actually pushed you in a different pushed you away from center.
Yeah, I'm not saying a reason to go off center. Because for Yayo, he sort of got he sort of got both sides from his previous, Here's why you think this way, here's why you think this other way. It's not wrong either way, but that's why it's called balance.
Yep. Nice. So yeah, you don't have to shift. You don't have to shift if you don't want to, or if it doesn't make sense to. So yeah, with that you can get 3 hold to choose up to 3 of those. Hey Kurt.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, welcome back. You made it.
Thank you.
Flight landed?
Eventually, yeah.
Nice. Good, glad you're able to make it.
So this Pai Sho game, it says I can shift my balance, right?
Yep.
So now if because I don't gain techniques the same way and whatever, so for the first time whenever I shift towards +1, 2, and 3 towards humbling, I can get humility, I can get. It opens up new slots for me to learn skills.
Yeah, so I checked that. That's
Do I still have to like learn it? And it just
It's-
opens up the slot for it.
it's not quite that's not quite right. When you for the elder, when you shift your set, so like it's not when you shift your balance, but when your center shifts, you open up a new slot. So that would be like your balance shifts.
I see. I have to go off the edge.
You have to go off the edge, and then your center would shift in that direction, and then you would, for each time your center shifts, you get a new skill or a new
Understood.
slot
Okay.
unlocked.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So it's a little bit harder, is what it means. You have to be humbled a lot more to unlock that.
Well, I'm playing Pai Sho against General Iroh. I feel like that might count. That get me a couple points at least.
Yeah. So yeah, you win.
I'm okay with not winning.
Yeah.
If especially since if I'm going towards humility.
Okay.
I'm learning new techniques from him. Like, oh, okay, yeah.
That's fair. So
Interesting tactics. I like this.
So against most people you would win, but Iroh is a grandmaster, so he just
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Whatever you think you're gonna do, like whenever you're setting up like your move,
He's already there, right? Like,
he's already thought like 10 moves ahead of you at least. So
that's exactly what I wanted out of this, anyways. So it's perfect.
Yeah. So it is a humbling, yet enjoyable experience.
Yeah. Sometimes it's fun to like play against somebody who's really fucking good just to get trounced.
Yeah.
Like this is the difference at our level.
So, Kurt, just to catch you up to speed, Gage has been here the whole time. He's just kind of been hanging out. You guys, did you read the summary?
I did not. I didn't have
Okay.
time.
Yeah, no worries. So, you guys found a diary from someone named Yoon, who was friends with Avatar Kyoshi in the Spirit Library. You met there were three people that were from the Red Lotus that came, and there was some passive aggressive posturing that went on, and they were you fled after they were not convinced that you weren't holding something back from them, and the group went to go back to the spirit portal, and didn't quite make it, and they got lost in the woods, and then they were found by Iroh, and Iroh has taken them to his glade. So you are currently in the glade. You're currently in his glade, and there are spirits about. There are tables full of food and wine and drink, and it's plentiful. And there are various tables full with Pai Sho boards on them, and you see spirits playing against each other, and that's where you're kind of just enjoying the serenity, and the group has partaken of Iroh's Spirit Tea. Gage is more than welcome to also partake in it. It clears. It sheds light on dark places.
Does he tell us that? Like before we drink it?
He did, yeah.
Because I don't know what that means. That would make me a little more wary.
Well, I mean, if he's been around, he's seen the effects, Ura regained some of his earlier memories. Yayo, my character, sort of remembered stuff from his childhood.
Yeah, that is exactly
Yeah.
why my character would be worried. I have a lot of bad memories that I don't need to dredge up.
Yeah, Sacha, also remembered stuff from his past. So yeah,
Yeah, and Ura found remembered things that he forgot. Uh,
So yeah, I would probably be avoiding the tea. every time he offers me tea, I'll like stick a cookie in my mouth.
it is okay. You do not have to take them. You do not have to accept any offering.
and I was like, well, if you don't like the tea, man, you should try. Oh, you like sweets? Okay, there's a port over here you have to try. Here, try this stuff. And he wanders over to the drinks table and comes back with a glass of stuff. This will go well with a lot of desserts.
Is this shed light on dark places or just normal port?
This is just
Oh,
normal port.
Right. Yeah, I would just be asking him as he's offering me this.
Oh.
And
no,
with that, yeah, go ahead.
it's spirit. It's everything here is spirit food. Iroh says it'll get you drunk, but apparently if you eat the food, it won't get you fat. I don't know what that means for spirit wine. But he's got a kick-ass selection.
Yeah, I will drink the port then.
It's delicious. It tastes like raspberries. It's like it's got like a raspberry flavor to it.
And then I'd probably just watch Iroh and Ura play Pai Sho.
Are you familiar with the game? Do you know does your character know how it's played?
I wouldn't think so. Like, not at any deep level. Like, he was a soldier, so I guess he's probably seen people play it. I know it's the only game really mentioned in the show, so I assume everybody plays it to kill time. But maybe there's like a checkers version to its chess that he would know better.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's like there are definitely Pai Sho clubs. I think that's a pretty accurate summary. It's something that everybody would be aware of. Probably more played by nobility than by like commoners. More likely because they have more time. But
any scandals lately about people having devices stored places to help them cheat? I don't know if you've heard that back towards the end of last year, or basically somebody was accused of cheating by having a fucking anal beads
in chess.
In chess, yes.
Mm-hmm. Basically, like if you're good enough, just slight indicators as to what piece you should move is all you need.
Wow, I did not hear about that.
It happened here in St. Louis at the St. Louis Chess Club. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't recall hearing that it involved anal beads until now, but I heard there was it was a big scandal in the chess world.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess so. All the official, reports from various, the actual chess companies were just saying, yeah, with various personal devices, you could cheat in this way. When the other article, they're like, yeah, they're talking about anal beads.
Devices.
Yeah. And there was a whole episode of It's Always Sunny in this latest season about it, or like in a similar vein, because they'll reference pop culture shit. So, and as soon as the episode started, I'm like, oh, holy shit, they're doing this! Amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know if they have the equivalent here for Pai Sho.
People, there is no reason to cheat. If you cheat in Pai Sho, you're only cheating yourself. There is nothing to be gained.
For some people, victory is all that matters.
Oh, here we go. Theory that one player had been communicating with a chess-playing computer via vibrating anal beads lodged in, well, guess where? Holy cow.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing.
Nice.
However, it's all he said, she said, but
Mhm.
Story is.
Yeah,
still amazing.
they can't prove necessarily that he was cheating, because he is really good. The guy who he is like a grandmaster. Oh.
I mean, I feel like you have to be if you're gonna play with anal beads.
Yeah, it's taken it to a whole new level.
Yeah. Adding extra challenge to the game.
If you could find that episode of It's Always Sunny, it was certainly something.
There you go. That's a whole new
Wow.
level of chess. What if they just start holding competitions where both sides have to have randomly activating anal beads?
He twitched that way.
a little bit of a different game there now.
But it's getting interesting. That's interesting enough for even commoners.
That's true. So did you find any clues or any more information at the Great Library? I have. If you did, you do not have to tell me. I am merely. I am interested in bringing balance back to the spirit world. The new portals have sent shockwaves across that have felt all. It has angered many spirits and has thrown things off balance. And they have gone through in anger. In fact, some spirits believe that now that humans have figured out how to sever the bond between our worlds, now that there are 3 spirit portals that have been created since the original 2, and some think it is a precursor for invasion, or that humans are trying to take what is theirs and kick them out. It has made some very uneasy, some are angry. Not all, but it is a troubling time.
I don't suppose you have some means of, at least temporarily, placating some of these spirits so that we might perhaps commune with them?
Being of sound mind, and it is tough to help someone, it is tough to communicate with something that is already angry. It requires that both parties be on level-headed terms.
Indeed. So how do I calm the spirits down just a little bit at least? All they say to us is that they don't like us and they want to kick us all out or something. Uh,
Well,
looking for mutual agreements between both parties here. Obviously, again, this whatever is angering them, we need to find some way of stopping. But it's difficult to find the source of this anger if we can't ask the spirits what's angering them.
the the spirits are not. The spirits are the spirits are upset that new portals have opened up. They have not asked for such things, and they are. Some prefer to be more separated from humans than others, and this is it has forced them to come into close contact when they were not ready or before they were ready. You could close. If the portals were closed, that would be a solution to the problem.
Yeah. It doesn't change the people who did it. And I mean, ultimately, they're the real problem.
So, are you guys going to mention anything about the diary that you found or any of its contents, or are you specifically like avoiding talking about?
I mentioned the book, but I don't have it, so I can't really speak to what it says. In fact, I probably haven't really read it. Only Zakchik has.
Yeah, I think I just kind of looked it over. I don't know how much I really read of it. Um, I would ask him, so what would the Diary of Yoon do for us?
Yun. Now that is not a name I've heard in a long time. A long, long time. Or that is a name I've not heard in a long time.
It's not has a name I've not heard since. Drift off, never seen. Since when?
I
If we
believe
don't
Yun.
say, we can write whatever we want.
I believe Yun was a friend of, associate of Avatar Kyoshi. I remember learning about him long ago, back when I was in school. They had some sort of falling out, and it wasn't really clear, but he started. He turned violent and started hurting people, and she eventually destroyed him. Why do you ask? Did you find a diary of his?
Yes, we did.
Did it talk about the reason for his madness?
And then I will take the diary out. I haven't fully looked at it, but I think now is probably the best time as any. Those who were trying to follow us haven't showed up.
Nobody will be able to follow you to this glade. Except you, my little friend. You have remained quite hidden for some time. Very sneaky. And behind Yeo, like out of Yeo's, what is Yeo wearing?
Oh, he's as common as you come. He would be wearing sort of commoner's clothes. I don't know what that would be in this setting, but he's not a real laborer, so it isn't heavy work clothes, but sort of worn, slightly stained commoner's clothes.
Okay. Are they baggy or loose?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So like out of one of your pant legs comes this thing.
This thing.
Yeah, this spirit. It scurries out, and it looks up at Iroh. It's like, you ratted me out, and
Oh, the picture on. Okay.
I was doing so well. He would have never have seen me.
Leo picks up the tea again and looks at it, looks at the spirit, and looks at the tea. Maybe I gotta switch to tea sometimes, man. I've seen some real interesting stuff since I've started sipping this stuff.
I I found you. Uh, I saw you stumbling about the the spirit portal that goes to Republic City. You were singing and dancing, and nobody else was about. And well, I thought it'd be funny to bring you to the library.
Hey, I appreciate it. That was a real trip. I never thought I'd ever make it there.
You wouldn't have. You were only there because I helped you. You wouldn't have really made it anywhere, actually.
How big is this thing?
This thing is like 4 inches tall.
4 inches tall.
Yeah, it's
Jesus Christ.
It's really small.
Well, that's dangerous. Okay. I'll just like put an arm around, around him, and then, yeah, around Yeo specifically, with the drink in hand. Wow, if he hadn't done that, we wouldn't have a new drinking friend.
Oh man, you're the best. I'll pat him on the back.
Well, you guys are.
So
pretty
what do
funny.
we call you, little dude?
My friends call me Stiro.
Scarrow?
Stiro.
Spiro.
Stiro. I'll type it in the chat.
Spiro.
You're
Okay,
muted, Kurt.
weird.
I said we've all been drinking, so it makes sense that we're not getting the name right.
Yeah.
Oh, Stiro. Seems like you get around a lot. What do you know about the dark portals and the angry spirits and all of that?
I know that spirits are pretty mad about it. At least some of them. Don't know why they're showing up. But it's definitely made the place more dangerous. Even some of my friends have gotten enraged and gone to fight. They think that the
that's
humans are
terrible.
taking over.
Yeah, it's terrible. Everybody should just get along.
I think so. If we spend more time playing pranks than playing war, I think it would be a much better outcome for us all. So, this diary. May I have a look?
Oh, who's asking this?
This is Iroh.
Okay, not the
Not,
4
not
inch tall.
yeah, not
Not
that.
the, not the little Technicolor rat.
Okay, yeah, I will. Yeah, I'll show it to him.
Fucking Peru. That fine.
Ah, very troubling. So, Ewan's madness was caused by the merging with this dark spirit, Anku. The spirit is not known to me. He must be ancient indeed, if that is the case. But there are many ancient spirits that have been around for even longer than the Avatar and Rava. But it seems like this spirit has some relationship with Ko the Face Stealer. If I do not know a way to close these portals or to cleanse them, but if there was one who would, it would be Ko.
And so here, do we know if this face stealer is this a legendary type of being? Well known.
So Gage would know who Ko the Face Stealer is. Like that would be part because Gage studied in the Air Temple Island, and like I would imagine that would be part of their curriculum. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine I wouldn't know like much more than that Aang encountered him once. Maybe that he took like the wife of Kuruk, and that Aang later encountered him, and that you have to essentially show no emotion when talking to him, or else he steals your face. And presumably that's bad. I'm not 100% clear on. It
Yeah.
looked like the monkey was still enjoying himself, the one faceless monkey.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would share that he's an ancient, powerful spirit that the Avatar once encountered and consulted to figure out how to save the moon and ocean spirits. So he
Yeah.
has deep knowledge, but he also collects the faces of anyone who shows emotion in his presence.
Do we do what he does with these faces? Can
He
he
wears them.
become that person?
Whoa.
I don't think he can become that person, but he can display that person's face as his own.
Appear as that person, perhaps? I am. What are the chances this journal isn't actually Yoon's, but is instead this face stealer's?
No, I wouldn't claim to be expert on Ko the Face Stealer by any means, but I don't get the sense
His
from
name is Face Stealer. I mean, it seems fairly.
but I don't get the sense from the story of his interaction with Aang that he is evil. He's not an ally to humanity by any means, and he will kill you if the opportunity arises. But in that sense, he's more like a predator. He doesn't do it because he has some particular hatred. He does it because it's his nature to do it.
Ko is a force of nature, and his nature
Stealing faces? There's more to it than that, but
He is. He's. I do not understand. I do not claim to understand the reason he steals faces. I am sure he gets some pleasure out of it. In some way. But he just is.
And he does try to provoke you into showing emotion. So he will attempt to frighten us if we encounter him. Because the slightest hint of emotion is all he needs to take your face.
He is a nihilist.
What
at
if we
heart.
like? Oh, and by the way, Yeo is going to illustrate. What if we like pull our shirt up and hide our face? Can he steal our face if he can't see it?
I think he actually does have to see your face to steal it. I think he has to be looking at you.
He does. He does have to see your face, but
perfect. We'll just all
Okay,
carry masks
well,
around.
Warn me if we come near that guy, because I'm going to be going around like this.
Yeah,
you
let's all get masks. This should help.
you wouldn't be the first. You wouldn't be the first to have entered his domain wearing masks. He is immortal and ancient, and therefore not stupid.
I don't judge.
But it would be a good idea. Although he may refuse to treat with you if you go in wearing masks. Not even give him a sporting chance.
Wow,
You
hardcore.
gotta, I feel like he's got to give us the sporting chance. If he's so old.
I mean, we need information from him. Unless there's a second choice spirit we can go talk to who maybe knows just a little bit less.
This one seems to have interacted directly. And
It seems as though we need to learn how to shut down these new spirit portals. And
Or
Ko
cleanse
seems to
them.
be our right. And Ko seems to be our best shot at that. So we will have to play by whatever rules he insists upon.
doesn't mean we can't bring masks to try. How can I make a mask here?
You would, yeah, I mean, I think that you could find, you could find some plates that you could clear off and like try to bore holes through. Like you could like burn like use your fire bending to like make it so hot that it would melt through and try to like make masks out of some of the dishes.
I don't want to destroy his dishes. Well, hey, General, do you have any crafting materials? Paper mache?
Does Sakcha have any Botox? We could just paralyze our faces.
I mean, he invented the Tootsie Pop. Why? Nothing says he can't invent Botox too. We haven't looked it up. Maybe they were invented by the same person. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I choose to remain ignorant on the matter.
So you are welcome to use whatever materials you can find. I can always get more.
Yeah, I think we could probably put together a craft project and make. We're in a glade, so we could probably use all sorts of different stuff and make weird party masks.
Yeah. Some of the leaves that you're moving around. Some of the leaves are pretty large too. Um, kind of like the elephant ear size leaves.
Mm-hmm.
You
Okay.
you could probably also leverage some of them to fashion either masks or coverings.
Hmm. Where do we find this face stealer?
He is in the Valley of the Forsaken. I can take you. I can take you close, but I cannot take you inside. You will have to take the steps into his domain yourself.
Is this the spirit world or the?
This is in the spirit world, yes. He lives in a barren valley, surrounded by lifeless rock, inside the root of a great dead tree.
Well, let's write that down so we don't forget that. I, uh, I don't expect it to be a very hospitable place. Valley of the Forsaken doesn't sound necessarily conducive to our survival.
It is named so for a reason. People do not choose to go there unless it is out of greatest need.
Seems like a good place to be if you're an ancient, powerful being that doesn't want to be messed with.
Yeah, but you would think that he would surround himself in like some sort of museum or some other place that has lots of faces, so he could steal faces all the time.
Well, I mean, if he's super old, he probably has countless faces. Does the person he steals the face from, does he kill them to take their face?
It is not clear. I have
Sure.
not encountered any humans without a face. Animals, yes, they seem to be very much alive, but humans, I do not know what such existence would be, even if they were alive.
I think there's some Doctor Who episodes that you can reference.
But yeah, at this point, I'm cutting eye holes in a giant leaf, just like slits, just eye slits.
He's gonna hold it by the stalk in front of his face.
Yeah, I would try to find. I would try to find some way to like wrap it around my head.
A leaf that easily tears.
I'm gonna ask Aura if his flame gets hot enough to melt glass.
Yeah, I think I could do that.
So, because here's the thing. I think we meet him halfway. If we're hiding our faces, then it's impolite to the guy who wants to steal them. But if we show our faces, well, we're asking for our faces to be stolen. So why don't we do it halfway?
That's
Take
victim
some of the
speech.
empty,
It's his fault, not
take some
ours.
right. Take some of the empty bottles and turn them into like distorting mask, and so he can see the face, but it's distorted, so it'll be harder to see the expression.
So when he feels our face, it'll be super ugly. It's a brilliant idea. He'll never want to use it.
And besides which, Yeo just likes the idea of turning old wine bottles into masks or spirit bottles. You know what I mean. You could even for like a wine bottle, you could even leave the neck as sort of a handle and open up the bottle, and so it would be like the mask with the handles that you hold up in front of your face, and there would be this bottle and like visor like bottle in front of you, and you're sitting here holding it in front.
Like a masquerade mask, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, like a masquerade mask.
I wasn't even thinking about the fact that these are like spirit world bottles. So like when he starts to burn them, they might scream and run away.
Yeah.
They're glass. They're glass.
Yeah.
They're meant to be glass.
So
They're
what I do is
spirit
I
world
gather
bottles.
I gather up some of the glasses and I just ask them, hey, do you mind if I sort of melt you into a different shape?
Is it gonna hurt?
I don't know. Do you feel this when I tap on it? Just very
Yes.
lightly.
It
Hmm.
tickles.
Maybe I won't do this. I'll just set those down.
Wait a minute. Whoa, wait a minute. I mean,
I don't want to hurt the little guys.
Do you remember being? I'm gonna ask them if they remember being turned into their current shape.
I chose to be this shape.
Oh, perfect. Can you choose to be the shape of our face then?
Yeah. If they chose to be the shape, then they can choose to be
Perfect.
glass masks.
I think that sounds.
Not dangerous.
I think that sounds like a plead move.
Okay.
The harmony check?
Yeah.
Dude, let me do it. I'm so good at this. I don't know what your harmony is. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I get like an assistance bonus, or I can assist him and get a bonus. And
Yeah, like either of you can. One person can do the help move to give a plus to mark a fatigue to give +1 to the other.
Okay. Well, I'm -1 on harmony, so go right ahead. But I will happily help you since it was my idea to start out with.
Yeah. I appreciate this. Plead, so
I'll sit there and tell the guys how it'd be fantastic that they could be translucent masks, and wouldn't it be so cool to do it that way? And you argue the logical, and I'll argue like the emotional aspect.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna actually burn you then if you're gonna feel it. I don't want that at all.
Well, they said that, they said
I've learned
they
my
chose
lesson.
to be in this form, so
Yeah.
they can
well,
choose
stay here.
something else.
All right, +1 bonus. Here we go. Rolling. Wow, I rolled shit.
But
With
you,
I got a success.
yeah. Let's see. They need something more evidence that this is right, guidance in making the right choice, or resources to aid them before they act. And the GM tells you what they need.
What do these glass bottles need from us? Tell us, what are the needs of a glass bottle?
If 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 Ko sees us, will he steal our face? What will happen to us?
I'll just like slowly look over to General Iroh.
Oh, man.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Iroh? General, sir?
Yeah, it was gonna be like, no, that's the whole point. He's gonna see our faces, but it'll be distorted because of you guys. So he'll be like looking through you and ignoring you because we're the ones who'll be talking and and putting ourselves out in front of him. Besides which, any of you guys trickster spirits? I mean, can you imagine the credit you would get for pulling one over on Ko?
That would be pretty funny.
I mean, especially if you like could like shift your shape just slightly every once in a while, just to really mess with him. Adjust the opacity.
Are you sure that this is the best way? The only way?
1000% no.
1000%
That's out of character.
no.
Not at
Okay,
all sure.
I was gonna say if your character just does that.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that Ora knows how to answer that question.
Yeah, I was like, it's a great idea. Besides which, live a little.
Well, if
I
he-
will say this. I will protect you to the best of my ability. Which is not insignificant.
The bottle looks at you.
How can I tell? Did it sprout eyes?
It did. Yeah.
Fucking creepy as shit. Like beady. I imagine like they're not even like in the same spot, like level. There's
Right.
like
They're
Picasso style.
The googly eyes.
Yeah.
Right.
Cosmo,
We're,
like,
we're
uneven.
having a Beauty and the Beast moment. All of the kitchenware has eyes.
That is. All right. We will be your glasses. We'll be your mask.
Fantastic.
And it starts formulating itself into the shape that you described, like the two bottles or the two handles with like the bottle visors. Now you just got to do that for 4 more bottles or 3 more bottles.
I grabbed a whole collection of them. What do you mean? I'm like, hold on.
Yeah, we got to convince each bottle. No, I'm just.
You only got one
Guys!
success.
Guys!
No,
Hear me out.
it'd be good enough. That'd be
Hey,
good enough.
at least let him get a number of bottles equal to his successes. So maybe.
No, you could, I'd say just the one move is fine for all of them. It's just pulling your leg.
Tell the other ones if the fear of missing out. So
FOMO. Well, I do not know if that will work, but it is worth a shot. before
I
you,
think at the moment it's our best shot.
I have one more gift that I think I can do to help you. I have been around a long time and seen many things, and I am a master firebender. As you would be aware, Ura. And so I can help you unlock your potential. And even though I do not know, I know airbending or um,
Water.
water bending
Yeah.
or much about technology, I do know how to guide you through your own. I do know how to support you in your own decisions and your own, and coach you in your own way. So I think I can offer to be a mentor and to help train. Mechanically, what he's offering is to train a move. So he can train so you can learn he can teach any firebending move to Aura. Uh, or a universal technique to anybody. Um, and even though he isn't a waterbender, Iroh has like studied the ways of the different styles, and he's like he's very much about like kind of balance across the four nations and studied the ways of all the bending. So what he couldn't do is teach a non-firebender a new move, a new non-fire move, but what he could do is like coach you through a move that is practiced into making it mastered. Because he's like good enough where he could like help you through the motions to like try to do that. So that's gonna take some time. So yeah, like you guys can choose a new move. Like so, Ura, you could choose a new move, or you can take an existing move and upgrade it to mastered. Everybody
I only
else
have mastered.
Yeah, that's right. So you could choose a new move, and I'd say that this is a little bit different. Kind of like a special exception.
Right.
Everybody else, like you can choose like a universal technique, or make one of your practiced techniques mastered. It will involve doing a training move to do it, and but yeah, that's part of your character sheet. It's a move that everybody should have access to.
Okay.
So I think I've sent that out at some point, but I didn't prepare it like a list across all the three different sources of all the techniques that are now available. I think I sent out. Initially had the core techniques and the ones from the Wanchi Tong's guide. But that's something that we could do now, or we can like kind of you guys can look at it and think about what you want and what you like to do, and then we can start off like with the next session or the next episode to kind of go through that.
I'm going to vote on the latter. I'm sort of fading anyway. I'm not going to be able to think my way through this right now anyway.
I don't have a practiced air move, so I have to really read the universal moves
Okay.
to see what might appeal to me. So beginning of next session would be better, I think.
Okay. Cool. Well then, I think that's where we'll end today's episode, as you guys are considering what techniques you're going to take going forward.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry I was late. I'll read the summary of the last session. Probably not tonight, but tomorrow I'll read it.
Yeah, no worries. No, this was we got through a good. We got through a. I was hoping that you would be able to make it to Ko, so I'm glad that that's going to be the case. But let's go through the
Advancement stuff.
the advancement stuff real quick.
Okay.
Oh, also, I don't think kind of more of an admin note on your character sheets. I did not know that this was a configuration, but you now have a notes tab that you can use to keep your notes in. That is either I've upgraded the version of the game system a couple times since we last played, and I think that's a new thing. So like I know Kurt, you keep a lot of notes in your tab. If you wanted to like keep those in that tab, like you could. But yeah, that's a tool that's available to you if you keep your notes in VTT.
Where's the notes tab?
When you open your character sheet, it should be all the way to the right. Like
got
next to details and growth.
Mine ends in
Got it.
details and growth.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I thought that was a player's notes tab. Well, never mind. I will see if I can make that notes tab visible to everybody else, or if it's just a GM notes tab.
That's what the general has to do. Train us on.
All right. Did you seek support or guidance from others?
No, I did not.
Not in any official guide or comfort capacity. I don't know. What do you guys think? Did Ura would Ura consider, or Ura Sakshik or Yale consider seeking that out, even if it wasn't through the move but through the narrative?
So which question?
Did you seek support or guidance from others?
Did you seek?
Stupid.
Oh wait, no.
Stupid
Where is that?
Oh,
I don't
you know
have
what?
that.
Yeah, I think that's you're probably looking at my character sheet. 'Cause
I
that's
did.
like a
Yeah,
that is
because aren't
specific to my adamant.
Yeah, that's my
those
bad.
questions specific to character sheets?
Yeah, there are.
Well, so one of them is specific to whatever playbook you chose, and the other three are general.
Yeah, so that was my bad.
So-
Yeah, so did you learn something challenging, exciting, or complicated about the world?
Oh, my character learned about Ko the Face Stealer, so that's challenging and exciting.
If
And
I got advancement this way,
my character is staring horrified at the cookies he's been eating, wondering if they're alive,
Yeah. Yep.
because he's learned that could be a thing here.
Carrot cookies.
Yeah, that definitely.
I learned that apparently I was a party to the murdering of the moon spirit.
You did.
I don't even know who this is. I don't know who this is. Sure,
You
Udo does.
really should consider watching the show. It's a great show. You've got a little daughter. It's a
There's
good,
a live
good-
action coming out soon. I'm watching it.
Well, you
I
know
don't
what?
even understand the live action. I don't understand just because it seems as if it's going to pretty much be a retelling of the original cartoon. But the
Yeah.
original cartoon was so good that I don't like. Is it going to be better? Are you just because it's live action and not a cartoon that if therefore equals better? Like, what's the point?
It might draw in other people. That's the main thing. I never watched One Piece, and then I watched the live action, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I understand it. I get the appeal of it. And I told my cousin a little bit about it because he's watched a lot of it. He's like, yeah, it sounds about right. Yeah.
If you yeah, so that storyline is basically pulling from the first season of Avatar: The Last Airbender. So if you watched
I just got to watch the first season. Got
if
it.
you just watched the first season, like you'd have the background context.
Pretty sure it's on Netflix right now.
It is. I believe so. I've been wanting to watch it again, but I don't want to renew my Netflix. Sakshi,
I don't pay for Netflix.
Sakshi, did you learn something challenging, exciting, or complicated about the world?
And apparently, you can convince these the spirits of these glasses to reshape themselves, and that
That's
they were
helpful for you, right?
concerned about, huh?
That could be helpful for you, right?
Yeah, that's true.
You could craft all kinds of shit here. Like, you draw it up like, hey, can you configure yourself like this?
Your characters also did learn that, you know, at his tea, or the teapot that Iroh uses
Right,
stored the Avatar spirit, the original Avatar spirit.
I am the
back
Avatar now. I mean,
back then, so you know, that's at least exciting, even if you don't like the Avatar.
Was it Rava?
It was Rava with 2 A's.
Okay. So how's it spelled?
R-A-A-V.
Okay.
Did you stop a dangerous threat, or solve a community problem? Not
we're
Yeah.
getting there.
getting there.
I'm going to argue that Yayo at least may have helped solve a community problem. Because we were told that going up to the face stealer in mask might get him pissed off because he wants the chance to steal your face. But, you know, going without mask means, well, he gets the chance to steal your face. And so Yayo said, well, why don't we do both and see if that confuses him or he appreciates it in some way. So, yeah, I'm going to argue that I help solve a community problem. Now, whether it actually works,
Right.
You know what? How about this instead? Here's a community
No.
problem you solved. You made sure we didn't melt those fucking spirit bottles alive. Okay? You helped us convince them
Mhm.
to just transform for us.
You were the one who asked that question first. So, I'm not sure I can take credit for that one.
Somebody mentioned that, yeah, these things are alive. I'm like, oh yeah, you know what? Let me ask these guys first.
I mean,
Who mentioned it?
you asked the
I-
plant. You asked the plant if it was alive before you peed on it in the library.
Yeah, I did. I do remember that. I don't recall it replying.
It did not reply. No.
Okay, cool.
Because it wanted you to pee on it.
Yeah, it
It was
wanted it.
into that.
It needed some.
Yeah.
He did some nitrogen fertilizer there.
Yep, you're just the pH I was looking for.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It wanted the warmth.
in-
It's chilly in there, and everything about me is hot, right? So
And did you end the session, or did you guide and comfort someone, or end the session with at your center balance?
Yeah.
I
am at
I
my
was at
center.
center. Yep.
that's the
You're-
diamond.
Yeah. It's the circles.
Or is that the circles?
It's the circles.
I am not at center, but again, it doesn't matter for me.
Yeah. All
And
right.
then everybody has their playbook question.
Yep. Your playbook
Yep.
question.
Did I get a friend to join in or approve of one of my bad habits? Let's see. My bad habits being casual thievery and pickpocketing, trespassing, rabble-rousing, and drunkenness. So the only one I actually used this time around would be drunkenness. And
General Iroh was
yeah,
all about it.
yep. Iroh was
Wait.
more about his tea, but well, that's
You
right.
convinced Gage to drink.
You did. Yeah.
And I gave him his port.
Yep. I'd count it.
Okay.
Sakshik, did you pursue a desire or goal of your own outside of protecting others?
No, I would probably not. No.
All right. So if you marked all four, or after with that, you had all four growth advancements marked, you can, or growth checks, you can then pick a growth advancement. You could do that between now and next session. Just let me know which
Okay.
one you're going to choose.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't get a new one this time.
Yeah. And yeah. And we'll stop